So you know that song alone, right there. I'm sure you know what it is, right? Doesn't matter. But there's only one reason and one reason only I learned how to play that song, and you know what it is. You, right? Amongst others, Water's Edge, blah blah blah, whatever. It doesn't matter. The point is that I take note of what you like, and I take note of what makes you happy. Now, granted, losing a house doesn't make you happy, so I was off the beaten path on that one. Doesn't make me happy either. Doesn't make any of us happy. But nonetheless, in the 26 years, yeah, I've made a lot of mistakes. I don't dispute that. I've made a shitload, but the one thing I do know is that I took the time to learn about you, to learn what you like, and whenever possible, do something that makes you happy. Surprises. You love your birthday. Surprises. Every fucking birthday you had was a surprise party. It got old. Not on my part, but everybody else's part. It was like, Jesus Christ, every year it's Kristen's birthday. There's another surprise party. There's only one reason I did that. That was for you. Because that's what you liked. It's your favorite. I couldn't name a single instance. Not one. I really, really, really can't that you did something for me just because you knew that's what I liked or something that came from your heart. I don't remember one. I really, really don't, Chris. I I just don't. Maybe I'm wrong. God, whatever. Forgive me if I am, but I don't remember you ever making any effort whatsoever to surprise me to do something that meant something. Um, I don't know. Everything else I ever did for you, whether the ring and the balloon, fucking lunch in Baltimore, the wedding ring. I know it was a crappy wedding ring, the original one I got, but I didn't know what the hell to do. I tried. That's all. I mean, I was gonna say that much, but it's still a unique idea. Putting the jacket. In other words, I put thought into so fucking much shit for you, and you put zero thought into anything for me. I mean, you did the right things on holidays, on fucking birthdays. You knew, society dictated you have to buy a present, and you did. You never put any heart into anything, ever. It's because you're heartless, completely heartless. Even with our kids, they make a list. You go off this list. You don't do anything unique. I mean, it's never unique. It's you go out and whether it's a birthday, whether it's a holiday, whatever. I gotta buy. I'm obligated to buy somebody a gift. So let me go get this done so I can get back to work or so I can get back to whatever. That's your attitude. I don't give a shit what you say, but that's your attitude. That's the attitude you've always had. I take pride in making you feel good. You don't care. As long as you do the bare minimum, you can't be held accountable for it, and that's the way you've always looked at it. Um, you know, even with us, I mean, you even look at fucking sex. It was like, no, there's not a chance in hell I'm doing anything I don't want to do. I'll do what I have to do, and that's it. It's all about you. It's always been about you, and that's it. It's pathetic, Chris. It's a pathetic way to live. It's you lose out on so much because of your egotism. Um, and our kids, they suffer the most. Uh, I don't know. I have notes here. I gotta look at these notes. They're fucking gone. Uh, here's a good one. It's not really that good a one, but I always take notes. If you didn't know that, because as opposed to all the fun and joy that you presume that I have, I spend the majority of my time um, reading about me and you. So call it demented, call it an obsession, whatever you want, but at least I take the time and have taken the time to look into things. But um, I don't know. I don't feel like getting into that shit now. I'll get into it later. But at any rate, if we go back to, let's go back to like post um, Havenwood. Well, let's go back to post Sunset. So into Havenwood. Please understand me when I say that I take 100% full responsibility for Havenwood. There's no arguing that. But let's just for a second look at some other entities involved in that. So it's Sunset. Yeah, it's Sunset. So I didn't pay the mortgage, and I took money, and ultimately I was responsible for nothing being paid and us getting kicked out, basically, in a nutshell. So we go on to Havenwood, right? And we all went through a horrible ordeal with Sunset, and without a doubt, and believe it or not, I did too. Which is always funny because you're the only ones in your mind. You and the kids were the only ones hurting. But I'm never. It's funny how you have no heart, but I'm not allowed to have a heart. That's psychologically. If you read it, that's the way it works. Those without heart don't allow others to have heart. So, um, and that's par for the course. It adds up completely. So, but uh, oh, it's Rick. Hold on. What's up? Ah, he got back to us. Wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, I didn't get it. Why the fuck would? Why? Yeah, right. Exactly. Why would we rent another rink in Pittsburgh? Does that make any sense? Told you he's full of shit. That's possible. You got to respond. You got to say you still didn't answer my question. I said you have to respond. You have to say you still didn't answer my question. How can you play Sunday morning if you can't play Sunday afternoon? I know, but you got to say you didn't answer my question. You know, I I mean, from day one, from the first email, yeah, I could certainly believe him. It is absolutely. He didn't. And on this one, he didn't reply at all. He just, well, let's see. Hold on. Now, I haven't got it yet. So, oh wait, I just got it. Just got it. I'm sorry, I meant another date and not this Sunday, like 2/10/13. Also, maybe there's another link in Pittsburgh around. We don't mean to cause your team on a road trip. Yep. Yeah, you did. Yep. I don't know. The guy's full of shit. They just simply don't want to make the drive. That's what it boils down to. Mm-hmm. You, I'm telling you, you know what? I know you don't want to be a dick, but you just got to say, "Done. Listen to me. You didn't answer my question. How is it you are playing Sunday morning and you can't play Sunday afternoon? If your kids are too sick to play, how can they play Sunday morning, right? I mean, that's the bottom line. So if they're well enough to play Sunday morning, they can certainly play Sunday afternoon. That's it. So that's garbage. Here's what you do: send them the email and say you still didn't answer my question about Sunday morning. And secondly, if you can't make it on Sunday, it's going to have to be a forfeit for you guys, and we need to book the ice with somebody else. So I need to know as soon as possible whether you're coming or not. You know, he's still beating around the bush because he didn't say they're not coming, right? In that email, he didn't say they're not coming. So you need to, I mean, throw it on the line, man. Don't want to cause problems without a doubt, but you know, the guy he's causing problems that don't need to be caused right off the bat. You know, so you got to do that though. I mean, you just say, listen, dude, the, the gig is up. You know what I mean? So, but and that's. Oh, you got a game tonight? What time do you play tonight? What time do you play tonight? Hey, by the way, did you saw my email with as far as the party goes? I called down to RMU, and you actually have to call the college to book the hat trick club. So I left the girl I left the girl a message there, and so we'll see what happens. So, all right, send him a fucking email right now. I'm telling you, man. Do you hear me? Are you listening? All right, good enough. Goodbye. That's funny. All right, more horse shit. If you didn't see the email, the guy replied from Johnstown and said maybe we can play at a different rink in Pittsburgh. So it's garbage. But anyways, my point of all this, Chris, and I have two major points. they are, and I've had two major points all along, but you refuse to listen to anybody. Well, not anybody. You'll listen to anybody that's on your side or will advocate what you say. So there's 2 points. There's number one, that you have essentially almost to the point. Well, I mean, as of 2 o'clock tomorrow, you have destroyed our kids' lives based on things that you believe that are not true. Hold on. Alright, I'm just sending you video number 2. Hold on. Da, 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 da. Alright, there's the second one I sent you. So, as I said in the text, you have to sign in to YouTube in order to watch a private video. So, if you're not signed in, it won't work. So, I know you have at least 2 Gmail addresses, so I think either one should be fine. But, so, yeah, 2 major points that I mean, the repercussions are just astronomical, and you never put any thought in the repercussions. All you do is put thought into what you want to attain, what is good for you. So the repercussions are just dramatic, extremely dramatic, and I think you probably know that by now. I know you don't. You don't pay attention. So, I guess as long as you're happy, so it doesn't matter. But what you fail to realize is the repercussions to you are awful, but you don't care enough about others, meaning our kids, to understand that the repercussions are awful. So, anyways, what I'm saying, number one, is that you have destroyed our kids' lives. Alex is a fucking disaster. For no other reason but because of you. He's a fucking disaster. And not that I put a shitload of credibility into what my mother says or anything like that, but she said to me several times, she's like, I think it's awful what you two have done to your kids. And I agree with her. 100%, I agree with her. It's the one bit of knowledge that she's put forward that is accurate. I think it is. It's fucking awful. And I will not, cannot, should not, and don't take anywhere near the majority of blame for that. That's all you. Every bit of it is fucking you. Alex didn't learn about losing a house. Alex learned how to act like a fucking complete asshole. That's what he learned. He's admitted that. He's told me that. He's told you that. That's what he's learned in life. And that's what happens with kids of parents like you. That's what he's fucking learned. And again, these are things, Chris, I started with this fucking sign here, right there. That one, you're a cold-hearted bitch. None of this shit is coming from my mouth. It's either come from your mouth or somebody else's. So, do not sit there and say, fuck you, Dave, you don't know what you're talking about. If I don't know what I'm talking about, that's fine. But apparently you do. You know what you're talking about. And other people know what you're talking about. So you take that for what it's worth. This is coming from other people's mouth. So you're gonna say to our kid that says, in a nutshell, I act like an asshole because I learned it from my mother. You're gonna tell him he's full of shit too? I know you will. That's how your disability works. It doesn't matter if they die, live, they could suffer in hell, suffer in a burning house. But you won't fucking admit guilt. You won't admit fault. You won't admit shame. I just don't know what to fucking say to you. I've tried. You've heard this before. I've tried being nice. I've tried being mean. I've tried everywhere in between. That was a rhyme, actually. But nothing gets through to you. Your dad with the fucking smoking and chewing conversation. Quit smoking by chewing. There's not a fucking idiot in the world that would tell you to do that, except for your father, and there's not an idiot in the world that would try to defend that conversation. That's exactly your fucking attitude. It's pathetic. It's absolutely fucking ridiculous. Hold on. It's just, and that's what I'm dealing with. So if you can put yourself in my shoes for 2 seconds and just think about that conversation, your dad telling me to quit smoking by starting chewing. Even you have to admit that that is ludicrous. But I had to sit there and have a conversation for an hour trying to tell him how ludicrous that is. But he won the conversation, and that's the same fucking attitude that you have at all costs. It doesn't matter how ridiculous it is. Just like the hotel thing with you breaking your finger. That was my fault. Sure, yeah, you weren't the one that fucking tried to steal my computer and run down the hallway. That had nothing to do with it. That had nothing to do with the fact that your finger got broken, right? It was my fault. I happened to run down the hall and just grab your finger and snap it, right? The mentality is just, it's obscene, Chris. It's fucking obscene. When our son says that he acts like an asshole because he learned it from you, what does it take to get through to you? Honest to God, what does it fucking take? Is it going to take our kids killing you, or because that's ultimately that's what's going to fucking happen the way it's going. They have no respect for you whatsoever now, none. And through all the things that I did, not all the things I did like 2 things. I lost 2 houses. I've been an asshole besides that. Small minuscule stuff, whatever. But over and beyond that, if you think for a second that our kids respect you more than me, then you're fucking crazy. You are fucking crazy. You ask them. Ask them the fucking question. Because they don't. The relationship or the relation that Alex has with you is being a fucking asshole. That's it. That's what he knows. I'm just like my mom. And he is. He is. Revert to the beginning of this, Chris, when I said I don't lie about anything but finances. I'm not trying to manipulate anything here. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the 100% truth. You got a fucking problem. You've got a major fucking problem. You've affected our kids, and you continue to affect our kids based on nothing. Based on, here's reality right here. Whoops. Here's reality right here, and here's you over here. There's no reality involved with what you do. None. That fucking computer, your fucking work, and you. That's your bottom line. I went through, and I've kept track, for the last 4 months, I've kept track of when I have the kids. So the 4 month average is 4.5 days a week. that I have them and or see them. So it's 4.5 days a week. Um, a full day past more than half the week. So that's, in the month, it's whatever. One thing you can do is math. You can figure that out. So with that, 4.5 days a week, um, and you can check like the what do you call them? The planners. Their planners. Check their planners. If you don't believe me, that tells a little bit of the story. Not the full story, but it tells a lot of it. So 4.5 days a week. So I would call that at least equal time. And frankly, if you weren't such a fucking asshole, it'd probably be a lot more than that. Because the way it would work out is that if you say, I can't get the kids, alright, bam, I'm on it. The kids need this, bam, I'm on it. I've got no problem with that. But the way it does work out is that you're a fucking asshole, that you're a fucking egotistical jerk off, um, that you can't give anything to anybody. So, in spite of you, I probably would have been with them a lot more than I was over the last 4 months. But because of you, I was not. Because of your attitude, because of your fucking just your mental failures. I wasn't. So it would have been more than that. But then again, you always tell me there's nothing to talk. We have nothing to talk about. That's one of my favorite fucking lines that you have. Hold on. You still don't know how to answer the question about playing Johnstown Sunday morning. At this point, we're playing. You can't make. Yeah. Yeah, and just like with fucking Rick, I'm so fucking stupid. I don't know anything. But every fucking email Rick has sent tonight has been exactly what I've told him to say. So, can you imagine him as a hockey coach relying on a idiotic asshole like myself to send league-wide emails? Sounds about right, Chris. The only one that can't seem to figure out that I have a brain in my head is you. It's the immaturity that engulfs you. It completely engulfs you. Um, there's like I said, there's nobody in the world that I have ever loved, would ever want to love, or will love more than you. And you need to take that for its value to offset some of the shit that you think I have done wrong that I haven't. I know you won't. You've got others to wax your potato, so to speak, right? I don't know what to do, Chris. I really, really. I mean, at this point, it doesn't matter. The only option for anything logistical is from you. which won't happen because you would much rather let somebody else hurt than swallow your pride and make yourself hurt. I.e., you would not take a bullet for anybody, not for me, not for Alex, not for Shane, not for any of us. You wouldn't take a bullet for your mom, your dad, nobody. And your dad wouldn't take a bullet for any of you either. I mean, that's what you learn. But, I mean, sooner or later, you have to fucking grow the fuck out of this shit. My dad is an asshole. I don't want my kids around my dad. I don't want my kids around your dad. And frankly, I don't want my kids around you. And that's horrible for me to say, but I don't. You are a fucking horrible, horrible, horrible influence on them. They are. My dad is. Your dad is. I don't want them. You're not helpful to them. You may feed them. You may clothe them. You don't even clothe. I mean, nah, it's unfair to say because I know you bought them clothes. But you may feed them and you may sit there and pretend like you're doing your homework with them and shit like that. And you might pretend like you care a little bit. You're detrimental to our kids, Chris. I had the CYS meeting, which I went to 3 weeks ago. And when I mentioned the report last, whatever it was, Saturday night when I was at Brian's or whatever it was, I am supposed to write a report on everything that you do. Because I had the option at that point to give your name and address, and I couldn't do it. I don't have the heart to fucking do it. I don't have the heart to do anything that's going to put you in harm's way. I really fucking don't. As much as I fucking hate you, I want to punch you right in the fucking face right now. I don't have the heart to do it because I love you. I care about you. You don't care about fucking anybody. You care, I mean, if this doesn't epitomize how much you care about yourself and nobody else, it's then maybe I'm retarded. But they wanted a name, I won't give a name. They wanted an address, I won't give an address. So my job is to take this paperwork and fucking fill out a report and notate every fucking thing that you do. In which case, I had a meeting last Tuesday. I didn't go. I should have went. I didn't go. I can't. I don't know how. I mean, I wish I could be as heartless as you are. I really, really do. But I can't. I have a real hard fucking time doing mean things to people that I care about. I just do. Um, so at any rate, so this report, which I haven't turned in, and you know, you make fun or chastise everything that I say with threats and whatnot, and nothing I say is a threat because everything I say will happen. It will happen. It's just a matter that I care too much about our kids, and I care too much about you, and I care too much about our family to follow through. I don't know about right away, but to follow through. I will eventually. Everything I said was not a threat. It will happen. But that being said, I've told you many times that you have control over whether it happens or not. So I pray to God that it doesn't. But if it does, I can tell you that you had the ability to abort it. So with child services, I have this report that I have to fill out, which I have filled out. I just haven't turned it into them. And there's a lot of shit. I mean, I don't know if you ever dealt with it. You should have with your job and everything like that. But it doesn't take much to put a damper on things. That's for sure. Um, and you know, I can cause a real havoc situation in a heartbeat. I don't want to do it to our kids. I don't want to do what you've done to our kids. I don't want to fucking put our kids in a situation that you've put them in. I didn't put our kids in a situation that they're in. I did not do that. No. Um, I didn't do that. No. No way, no how. And I wouldn't do that. I would not think of myself before my kids. Sorry. But I wouldn't do it. And that's all you've done for 2 years or a year and a half, year and a couple months, whatever it is. That's all you've done is put yourself before our kids. I wouldn't do it. Um, and I mean, realistically, just one. I don't even want to talk about it, Kris, because I don't want to fucking do this shit. I really don't, but I don't. I really don't, but I cannot continue to let you do what you're doing. I can't do it. Um, and I'm not even sure at this point it's relevant just because of what you've done. I don't think it is relevant anymore. So I'll get back to you. I'm trying to send these in 35-minute increments, so it's 37 minutes. I'll get back to you.